I think Gaethje is, when he's on, he's good, he's okay. But when he's off, he's atrocious. And, yeah, no, I fancy him handily. I fancy teeing off on Gaethje.
Conor McGregor sent a strong message to the lightweight division, making it clear that he plans to return and chase the 155-pound title. He also called out Justin Gaethje for a high-profile showdown, suggesting that a victory over Max Holloway could set the stage for a massive lightweight clash.
I'm very selective now. I'm not giving much away. In fact, I'm giving nothing away to this game that I've given it all to. I'm here to take now. Take what is mine.
Adding to the discussion, Israel Adesanya suggested that Justin Gaethje could be involved in several major fights in the near future, including a potential rematch with Max Holloway and a blockbuster showdown against Conor McGregor. According to Adesanya, both matchups have the potential to attract massive global attention, generate huge fan interest, and become some of the biggest financial draws in the sport.
I think Gaethje sitting front side at the Max versus Conor in Vegas. He's already got the story there with Max, one revenge. But also Conor and Gaethje would feed families, it'd feed fucking countries. That would be crazy.
However, not everyone believes Justin Gaethje should continue competing at the highest level. Demetrius Johnson argued that Gaethje has already built a remarkable career, achieved championship success, and earned significant rewards in the sport. In his view, the smartest decision would be for Gaethje to retire on his own terms, preserve his legacy, and prioritize his long-term health, rather than continue taking unnecessary risks inside the Octagon.
Gaethje, there's nothing left for Justin Gaethje to do. World Series of Fighting champion. He's made so much money in mixed martial arts. He probably double bonus tonight. I think the bonus were $485,000. He's an undisputed lightweight champion. He's been the interim champion of the world. But the best thing Justin Gaethje can do is retire. You retire on top. You save your brain cells.
Meanwhile, Conor McGregor confirmed that his fight with Max Holloway is officially booked and expressed his excitement about stepping back into competition. He said he is mentally focused, fully motivated, and ready to return to the Octagon, viewing this matchup as a major opportunity to begin a new chapter after spending time rebuilding himself and preparing for another run at the top.
I'm incredibly encouraged and excited to grace the Octagon once again.
Building on that, Conor McGregor explained that he would rather compete at 170 pounds because he believes the division is a better fit for his body and allows him to perform at his best. He criticized the practice of cutting down to 155 pounds for BMF title fights, saying many fighters look drained and unable to perform at their full potential after difficult weight cuts. McGregor believes that fighting at 170 pounds suits his frame much better, giving him more strength, comfort, and energy inside the Octagon.
And Conor, you particularly wanted this fight at 170 pounds. Why is that?
You know, I seen Max and Charles starved himself the last time out at 155 pounds for the BMF. I didn't think there's anything BMF about it. Who's the baddest man in a sauna? So I'm a big boy now. 170 pounds is my frame, and I like it. I thought I'd give a gift.
In response, Max Holloway made it clear that he is willing to fight Conor McGregor anywhere, at any weight, and at any time, fully embracing the spirit of the BMF title. He dismissed concerns about weight classes or scale requirements, saying his focus is simply on stepping into the cage and competing. Holloway also spoke respectfully about McGregor, saying he is glad to see him making his return and that he is genuinely looking forward to sharing the Octagon with him once again.
No favor, brother. Any weight, any place, anytime. Like you said, we've been talking about the BMF title, real BMF, so we don't walk around scales, brother. You already know this. I'm just happy that you're back, man.
Moreover, Conor McGregor discussed the advantages of competing at a higher weight class, explaining that it changes every aspect of preparation, from training camp and weight management to the durability and physicality of opponents. He believes fighting at the higher weight allows him to perform more naturally and without the strain of a difficult weight cut. McGregor also welcomed the opportunity to face Max Holloway again, saying he is ready to meet him in the division and looking forward to the highly anticipated matchup.
I've experienced the difference in camp, the difference in carrying the weight, the difference in the opponent being able to absorb the damage And I'm excited to welcome young Max again into this division.
On the other side, Max Holloway expressed his excitement about Conor McGregor's return, saying he is eager to face the best version of the former champion. Holloway noted that McGregor appears focused, motivated, and sharp in his preparation, which has only increased the anticipation surrounding their scheduled clash on July 11th. He believes both fighters are preparing to deliver an exciting matchup for the fans.
I'm looking forward to the best version of Conor McGregor. I know, look the way he's talking, bro. He's fired up. I'm fired up. I can't wait to see him July.
At the same time, Arman Tsarukyan views a potential fight between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway as a competitive matchup, but gives McGregor a slight edge. While acknowledging Holloway's toughness and experience, Tsarukyan questioned his recent form and whether he could consistently handle elite-level pressure, particularly against opponents capable of mixing striking with strong wrestling and grappling.
It's going to be Max versus Conor. How do you think that goes at 170?
That's a good fight. Stylistically, good fight for the Conor. Max is done already. He's just going make a money and then retire.
You think he's finished?
Yeah, his last fight, he looked so bad. That's crazy. I was surprised how you cannot wrestle. Zero wrestling. You've been in this sport 20 years. And I thought he went to Dagestan for 2-3 years and then come back. He has like 3-4 fights left and then he's going to retire.
In another interview, Arman Tsarukyan offered a balanced assessment of Conor McGregor, acknowledging that his long layoff from competition raises legitimate questions about his current form. At the same time, he admitted that if the betting odds were favorable, McGregor could still be a worthwhile pick because of his proven skill set, experience, and ability to deliver when fully prepared.
Fighting Holloway, who do you like there?
I like Conor, but I don't think so he can beat Max Holloway because he hasn't fought a long time. He was doing like crazy things, you know, and I don't think so he was locked in and trained all 4 years.
Right. So if you were gonna bet $1 million, would you bet on Holloway?
If the Conor McGregor is gonna be underdog, I would put on Conor McGregor.
In addition, Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts on Conor McGregor's return, expressing concerns about his move to a higher weight class and the long period he has spent away from competition. Atlas also questioned whether McGregor had maintained the level of discipline and athletic conditioning required during his layoff, suggesting that returning to his previous fighting weight and peak form could be a significant challenge after so much time away from the sport.
Well, first of all, moving way up in weight, which is no shock. I mean, McGregor, he's not going to make the weight that he used to make, not even close to it. He's been inactive, what, 4 years, over 4 years, whatever it is, a long time. And he was basically retired, living a certain kind of life, right? Let's face it. Not a real, not a life that was an athletic life, a life that was necessarily keeping him fresh or his body, ready. So he's got to come back. He knows what weight he can make. That's why it's at such a higher weight. So that tells you something right there where he is, physically, right?
Teddy Atlas also pointed out that competing at 170 pounds could give Conor McGregor a significant advantage in terms of size and strength, while praising Max Holloway's toughness, durability, and striking skills. Atlas suggested that McGregor may have the edge in raw physical power, believing that the added strength could play an important role if the two meet in the Octagon.
It'd be bigger, a lot bigger probably, than Holloway, who's not a physically strong guy. He's tough, he's a great striker, he's great at everything. He's a rounded guy, as tough as they come. He's great, he's a legend. But he's not physically as big or strong as McGregor is, and probably now with that extra weight on, definitely would be.
Furthermore, Joe Rogan pointed out that while Max Holloway is not much younger than Conor McGregor, he has remained consistently active by facing elite-level competition. Rogan also highlighted Holloway's recent impressive performances, suggesting that his activity and momentum mean he is likely to enter the matchup in excellent form and well prepared for another high-level fight.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is Max Holloway isn't that much younger than Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This is 170.
But
yeah.
Honestly,
But that's
he
even better.
might be
No
better.
weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut, just kind of walk around.
And also, knowing this is such a high-profile fight, Max is always in insane shape. But particularly in this fight, he's going to be in insane shape.
And his last fight, he took almost no damage. He got taken down, controlled, back taken, and there was not a lot of damage taken.
No, just frustration.
In that fight. Yeah, frustration.
Expanding on that, Dustin Poirier argued that a wrestling heavy game plan would not be the best approach for Conor McGregor against Max Holloway. He explained that McGregor is not naturally known for his wrestling and questioned whether he could consistently rely on takedowns. Poirier also raised concerns about McGregor's cardio, especially if he is forced into repeated scrambles or fails to keep Holloway on the ground. He added that carrying extra weight at 170 pounds could place even more pressure on McGregor's gas tank, while Holloway's high-volume striking, outstanding endurance, and improved power could become major advantages as the fight moves into the championship rounds.
I think Conor's going in this fight trying to out-wrestle Max because he did get out-wrestled in his last fight against Oliveira.
Nah, Conor's not that kind of wrestler.
Yeah, he's not.
And he doesn't have the gas tank to, if he does wrestle and doesn't get a takedown or has to scramble, those later rounds, he's going to be gassed, bro. Yeah. Especially at 170, he's going to be heavier. I don't know. I don't think it's good. Max is a volume cardio guy with power now, so I think it's just trouble.
However, Michael Bisping described the matchup as a difficult challenge for Conor McGregor. He acknowledged that McGregor could enjoy advantages in size, strength, and the power of his dangerous left hand while competing at 170 pounds. At the same time, Bisping emphasized that Max Holloway's relentless pace, high-volume combinations, and exceptional cardio could become the deciding factors as the fight enters the later rounds, where endurance often plays a crucial role.
So this is far from an easy fight for Conor McGregor, and I respect the shit out of him for coming back at 38 years old with apparently hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank account and fighting Max Holloway that's been so active, and the fight happening at 170 pounds. I do think that gives Conor a little bit of an advantage there. I think in terms of fluidity, speed, and all the rest of it, and putting combinations together, there's no one in the UFC that does that better than Max Holloway anyway, so of course he has the advantage there. But when it comes to raw, one-punch knockout power, of course you got to give that to McGregor, right? That left hand is phenomenal, whether it's an uppercut, a straight left, whatever it is. It'll put people to sleep. And certainly at 170 pounds, when McGregor's going to naturally be the bigger guy, he's going to have a big power advantage. But the longer the fight goes, as it starts to get into the championship rounds, Max is probably going to pull away with the stamina and the cardio, right?
Meanwhile, Matt Brown believes Conor McGregor has a realistic path to victory against Max Holloway. He pointed to McGregor's added power at 170 pounds as a key advantage and noted that Holloway often absorbs significant strikes during exchanges. According to Brown, those factors could make McGregor especially dangerous, leading him to believe the fight may be far more competitive and closely contested than many fans expect.
Is the UFC setting Conor up for failure here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure, man. Because I can see the argument where you think Conor would have a good chance. You know, for one, it's at 170. You know, Conor has good power, right, at 170. Like, Max is hittable, you know. I mean, he's certainly a hittable guy. Like Conor has a win over him in the past. You know, Max Max has been through the ringer, you know. Like he's got a lot of miles on those tires, man. You know, so I can see where, like, you can make that argument that it's not the worst.
However, Max Holloway brushed aside concerns about weight classes, saying fighters should focus on competing rather than putting themselves through difficult weight cuts. He emphasized that he is ready to fight under any circumstances and is simply excited to share the Octagon with Conor McGregor once again, looking forward to renewing their rivalry.
Weight is just a number, you know. Real gladiators back in the day, they didn't walk around with a scale. You show up and you fight. And I'm a fighter. That's what I do. Open weight class, whatever weight class, I'm glad I get this shit at Octagon.
Adding to the discussion, Chris Weidman explained that Max Holloway's relentless pressure and high-volume striking could create serious problems for Conor McGregor. He suggested that McGregor's lengthy layoff, combined with the cardio issues he has shown in previous fights, could become even more noticeable against an opponent who never stops pushing the pace. Weidman also emphasized that no amount of training can fully replace the comfort and rhythm that come from regular competition, warning that after such a long absence, McGregor could find it increasingly difficult to deal with Holloway's constant pressure as the fight progresses.
I think Max is such a volume puncher, doesn't get tired, just keeps bringing nonstop action, where it's going to make Conor uncomfortable enough that that round and a half does sound pretty legit.
Yeah,
you know, just because all the time off, Conor has struggled with the cardio before, and I don't care what kind of strength and conditioning regime, routine you have going on. It's about the comfortability of being in there, and he's been out for so long, and he was already uncomfortable in there enough to get tired in other fights that it's going to make just that much.
Meanwhile, Jorge Masvidal suggested that Max Holloway fully understands his biggest strengths are his relentless pace and outstanding cardio, while also recognizing Conor McGregor's past struggles with endurance. Masvidal believes Holloway could approach the fight patiently in the early rounds before steadily increasing the pressure as the contest progresses. By raising the pace over time, Holloway could look to wear McGregor down and capitalize on his conditioning advantage in the later stages of the fight.
A guy that knows his greatest weapon is his gas tank. He also knows Conor's greatest default is his gas tank. So I just think Max is gonna, skate the first round, move a little bit this and that, and then apply that pressure after.
On the other side, Ben the Bane Davis, if you meant someone else, let me know the correct name, viewed Conor McGregor as the underdog heading into the matchup, pointing to Max Holloway's extensive experience against elite competition and the significant improvements he has made since their first meeting. He believes Holloway has evolved into a more complete fighter, making this rematch a far greater challenge for McGregor than their original encounter.
What do we feel is going to happen? They're fighting at 170. Holloway is the favorite at minus 330. Conor is the underdog, 270. Do we feel like Holloway's going to get the TKO? Do we feel like Holloway's going to have better striking? Or is it going to go to the ground? Max has fought everybody. Gaethje, Poirier, Topuria, you name it. And he's obviously a different fighter than the last time they fought. I think he was like 21 or something, 22.
At the same time, Youssef Zalal explained that Conor McGregor's chances of winning will largely depend on the condition he brings into the fight. He praised McGregor's sharp counter-striking and ability to capitalize on opponents' mistakes, but questioned whether his cardio would hold up over the course of the contest. Zalal also pointed to Max Holloway's relentless pace, exceptional endurance, and constant pressure as major advantages that could become increasingly important in the later rounds.
What do we feel happens? I'll start with you, Youssef.
I feel like it all depends on how Conor shows up. He's one of the best counter attackers I've seen in the UFC. Like, just the accuracy and all that, but the problem is his cardio slows down after the third, fourth, fifth. Max Holloway does not slow down. That guy I think he can literally do 10 rounds, no problem. So it's like, we'll see how Conor shows.
That wraps up the full breakdown, and it is clear that opinions remain divided. Conor McGregor supporters point to his power, size, and knockout ability, while Max Holloway's backers believe his relentless pace, high-volume striking, and exceptional endurance give him the edge. It is a fascinating clash of contrasting styles, with no obvious favorite. Ultimately, the outcome may depend on whether McGregor can capitalize early with his explosive offense, or if Holloway is able to extend the fight, increase the pressure, and take control in the later rounds. Now it's your turn. Who do you think comes out on top when everything is on the line? Share your prediction in the comments below.